All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show, Tuesday, June 20th, 2023. Uh, I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez. Got quite a few baseball games today. Of course, we're in the time of the sports world. That's about all that's going on going on right now, especially during the week.
Yep.
We have some golf on the weekends, and
Some racing, you know, auto racing, maybe a horse race. I think most of the big horse races are done.
then you get UFC and Bellator and stuff like that on the weekends.
I guess you got soccer stuff. So I've
Yeah.
seen Cincinnati's soccer teams in first place in their division, their Major League Soccer.
Yeah, I did see that. They were talking about it on McAfee.
Cincinnati is having a good year so far. Pretty good.
All right. Let's see. Yesterday, I went 4-1 on my picks yesterday. That puts me at 352 and 286 on the year. So it's back to back, or yeah, a couple days in a row of only missing one. I was 3-1 on last Thursday. We didn't do a show on Friday, and then 4-1 yesterday. So
I went 4-0.
the only one I lost yesterday was the freaking Nationals. I had Nationals plus 1.5 against the Cardinals. They ended up losing by 2 runs, and Nationals had all kinds of chances to win that game. I think, in one inning they had three base running mistakes. You remember that?
Yeah.
I remember them showing the highlights yesterday. They had like three base running mistakes in one inning where they could have scored 2 or 3 runs that inning. You can't. I mean, it's one thing to be aggressive, but you can't be so aggressive that you're running yourself out out of innings, especially 3 times in one inning.
I tell you what, the Reds are aggressive, man, on the base paths.
Oh yeah, they are. They're real aggressive. Looking good too. Won 9 in a row. 9 of their last 10 games that they've won.
Yep.
And if they can win tonight, I'm not sure. Is this a 3 or 4 game series? 3 game series because they're off Thursday. So if they can win tonight, they'll be
run another series.
Win another series. Yeah, because they're off Thursday before they go into that big series with the Braves this weekend, who's another team that's been hot.
But like we said,
lately.
which we haven't got a chance to talk to about it, and really they're not publicizing it very much. But of course, Hunter Green's out with an injury now. Don't think it's anything super serious. I think it's more err on the side of caution. Just get him. He's had a sore hip for a while. He missed one start a month or so ago. I guess it's still kind of lingering. So they decided, hey man, let's give him some time off and get that well, which I agree with.
If you're going to if you're going to give a guy a little bit of time off, if your guy's going to miss some time, this is the time that you want to happen. Because it's still early in the season. Only thing that does suck, the biggest thing that sucks about it though, is his last 4 or 5 starts. He's really hit his. Seems like he's hit his groove.
Yes, he has.
I know the win record don't show it,
No.
but I think over his last 4 starts, he has like a 2.00 ERA, and has only gave up like 7 or 8 runs over his last 5 starts combined. I mean, he's pitched real well his last 4 or 5 starts. Not that he was pitching bad earlier in the year. He got off to a little bit slower start than what I expected, but he hasn't. And it's weird because the Reds have been hitting the ball well, but it seems like during his starts he hasn't got a whole lot of run support. But
when he pitches last 4 or 5 starts, he's as good as anybody in the game right now. He's right. He's a top 5, top 10 pitcher. The last month, but I just ain't had a whole lot of luck as far as getting wins. But hey, that's all. That's all right. I mean, I know.
How's it going, Billy?
I think he's going to be their ace, and Abbott has really pitched well. And one bit of good news they did get: it looks like Ashcraft may come off of the disabled list this weekend.
How's it going, Glenn? Glenn said excited for Fastlane. Yeah, Well, I probably won't get to watch it that day, but because I think we'll
like
be
it.
at a show. But
Well,
it is cool that it's going to be here in Indy.
I think I'm gonna be at a concert. I think you're gonna be at a show.
Yeah.
I think I'm committed to a concert with my wife, and you're committed to a big DCCW show that night. So I'd have liked to got tickets and went, but
Yeah, because I think that's
gonna happen.
Cornfield Carnage 2.
Yes. Supposedly, from what we've been told, it's gonna be some pretty big names there. So should be a great show. But yeah, I would. Yeah, right now I think WWE's killing it with their pay per views and their build up for their pay per views.
Billy said, "Hey, Jay, go Mets!" Laughing out loud. That goes back to last night.
Yeah,
because Billy won a big bet, a big parlay last night, and the Mets beating Astros.
Yeah.
Helped seal that. Jay wasn't happy.
I know. I seen that part.
Jay don't like the new rules of baseball because it's affected the Astros.
I don't know if that's affected the Astros as much as he says. I mean, thanks. I think it's hard once you win a championship to come back with that hunger. I mean, that's one thing I wonder about. Everybody saying the Nuggets, and I think the Nuggets are going to be strong, but you just don't know if that hunger is going to stay.
With the Astros, a lot they've had some injuries to key players. Don't get me wrong. I do think the shift has affected the team some, but it's the same for every team.
So yeah.
To me, taking away the shift it's made the game a lot better. Again, it's made it more like baseball. Now you're seeing stolen base, you're seeing hit and runs again. You're seeing teams be more aggressive because now there's base hits. It's not all about just hitting home runs.
Yes.
All the time. So I like it. People say like he was trying to say it takes strategy out of the game. You know what? It doesn't.
I don't think so.
It takes that part of the strategy out, but it also brought back the strategy of the hit and run,
change strategy,
and stealing bases, and so I think it's brought back more than what it's really taken. But that's my opinion on it.
I agree with you 100%.
And I'd feel the same way even if the Reds weren't doing no good. I mean, I'd feel the same way. It's just it's a better to me. It's a better product to watch, especially on TV. And well, not even just on TV. Even if you're at the ballpark watching the game, I think it's a better product to watch because there's more action. It's not just all strikeouts, and it hasn't just been all strikeouts and home runs so far this season. But all right, we'll get ready to jump into today's slate of baseball games. We'll get the odds pulled up again. I was 4-1. My picks were 4-1 yesterday. Dad's picks were 4-0 yesterday. So we had a good day pick wise here on Easy Money, a sports betting show. My picks are 352 to 286 on the year. So still having a pretty good number going on. All right, give me 1 second and we'll get. I got some good matchups today. Got some of the good teams playing each other. You got the Braves and the Phillies. You got the Orioles and Rays, who have been two of the top teams in baseball. So I got some good matchups today in baseball. So I think that's going to should make for a fun day of baseball. There is quite a few good matchups today. All right. Get that shared out.
I'll be watching that Reds game.
Oh yeah, I'll watch that later. But there's some good matchups today, like Braves and Phillies. That's a pretty good matchup. Both of them have pretty good records. Orioles and Rays. They both have been two of the better teams in baseball, especially record wise so far. They play today as well. So there are some good matchups.
Yeah. Earlier I asked you about couldn't remember about the playoffs and stuff. They take 6 teams.
6 from each side.
Because right now Houston's is out of the wild card as of right, barely. Then it's early. I mean, but man, if you're the Yankees and you're almost 11 games out of first place, I'm not saying they can't come back and get first, but it's unlikely, don't you think?
Yeah.
I mean, Tampa Bay would have to collapse, and then that can happen. Teams have collapsed before.
Billy says he has a 3-team parlay for tonight. Tigers, Seattle, and Arizona. $30 could hit 519, win 519. That's another good one. Yeah, Bill, that's what I'm saying. I think it's been more enjoyable for the fans to watch the way with the new rule with the new rules.
Well, we're actually getting probably more runs, more stolen bases, like you said, and everything. But the game's also shorter.
Glenn said Red's definitely a product to watch. Hey, I'll tell you what, real quick before we jump into today's games, it was nice to see old Joey Votto back in the Reds uniform, and especially coming back and contributing right away.
Yes.
Because if he'd have had a bad game last night, you would have had some fans jump on there bitching and complaining that he shouldn't have been in the lineup, he shouldn't have been playing. It's like it's one game,
Yep.
but him coming out and having a big game that kind of I think helps silence that, because that is something you got. I mean, it's something you have to worry about a little bit when you're bringing somebody back. Are you going to mess up? Can it affect chemistry of the team and stuff? But the kind of player he is and the way his attitude is, I didn't feel like that was going to happen with him, because I honestly don't believe he would have came back if he didn't think he was ready to come back, because I mean, that's how he is. And he's a Cincinnati. I know he's from Canada, but he's turned into a Cincinnati guy. And I don't think there's more than anything really more than he would like is for the Reds to win for the Cincinnati fans. Cause he's been there. He's been out. He missed like the last 30, I think like the last 30 games of last season, and then he's missed the first 60 something games of this season. So he'd been out for a while.
Yeah.
Because this was first time he's played. This is the first game of the year this year. But I'm wanting to say it was like 30 or 35 games the last season he missed.
I think so.
There toward the end with that because he had shoulder surgery, didn't
he? Yeah. I think I agree with you 100%. I think that he wouldn't have came back unless he's ready. He'll do anything for that team to win. If that means if he needs to sit on the bench, I think he would. So, I mean, that's the type of guy he is. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a great competitor, but he's got leadership and he wants his team to be successful. So I think he's the right ingredient to add to that team, whether it's he's on the bench maybe sometimes, or if he's designated hitter, or he's playing first base or whatever he's doing, he's going to add a lot to that team.
And him coming back was a reason why I said if we're going to go after an experienced guy, I'd like to go after an experienced pitcher and not a position player, because to me he's that experienced position player that can show some leadership.
Unless there was something that just came about, maybe a center fielder or somebody who had a big, real successful bat and fast, it was going to add to the team, and it was just a good deal. Yeah, I agree with you. We don't need an infielder, that's for sure. If something just fell in our laps that you couldn't turn down.
If we're going to make any changes, I think it's starting pitcher or maybe another reliever as well. But
the guy I like is, like I told you, the guy from the White Sox. I like him. And the other one, which I don't know if it would even be possible, is the guy that's in Japan now that used to be with the Reds. I don't know if they could buy his contract out.
Well, I guess now might be another accusation against him or something.
Yeah.
Well, but
he claims he did nothing again. So, I don't know, but I know.
No, you bring Trevor Bauer back, I'll be all about it.
Them young pitchers and the way Trevor Bauer was before he left Cincinnati. And it's a deal where you're just paying cash for him. You're probably not going to have to give any players up. You're just buying out his contract. So, I wouldn't mind seeing it.
I don't know. I'll tell you what, they're a fun team to watch. I'm looking forward to, like I said, hopefully we can get another win tonight and win another series. All right, we can jump into today's baseball games. First game, it's the first game of the day, but it's also the first game that I like. It's going to be the Atlanta Braves, Philadelphia Phillies. Braves are 1.5 run favorites. They're minus 156 on the money line. The Phillies are plus 132 on the money line. Over-unders at 8.5 runs. The Braves are 46-26 on the season. They're 22-11 on the road. They will have Strider on the mound tonight, who is 7-2 with a 4.12 ERA. The Braves are 5-0 over their last 5. They are hitting .269 as a team on the season and have a 3.77 team ERA on the season. The Phillies are 38-34 on the season, 19-11 at home. The Phillies will have Suarez on the mound. He is 1-2 with a 3.82 ERA. Phillies are 5-0 over their last 5 games as well. They're hitting 258 as a team on the season with a 4.28 team ERA on the season. So while I said this should be another good matchup, both these teams are coming in this game hot. I like the Braves here on the money line with Strider on the mound, and I think they've been just a little bit. Oh no, I think they're the better team right now. Phillies still have a few injuries and stuff. Phillies, like I said, been playing good baseball, but I just like the way the Braves have really been playing over the last month or so.
Yeah. Both teams, like you said, are hot. Both of them 8-2 in the last 10. So both, like I said, Phillies are really starting to come into their own again. Of course, Phillies have been, the Braves have been pretty strong pretty much most of the year. So both good teams.
Yeah, Glenn, this cancel culture stuff needs to end. Is what I agree. Next game I like Baltimore Orioles, Tampa Bay Rays. This right here is a matchup between two of the better teams in baseball. If you go by the whole season and record wise, Rays are 1.5 run favorites, minus 178 on the money line. The Orioles are plus 150 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 7.5 runs. The Orioles are 44-27 on the season, 22-14 on the road. They will have Bradish on the mound, who is 2-3 with a 3.90 ERA. The Orioles are 2-3 over the last 5 games. They're hitting 256 as a team on the season with a 4.15 team ERA on the season. The Rays are 51-24 on the season, 31-7 at home. They've been tough at home all season long. They will have Glasnow on the mound. He is 2-0 with a 3.43 ERA. Rays are 3-2 over their last 5. They're hitting 263 as a team on the season with a 3.49 team ERA on the season. I like the Rays here on the money line at home. I mean, they've only lost 7 games at home all season. They've been a tough team to beat there in Tampa.
That's
Yeah, I agree with both of you, Billy and Glenn. Cancel. I wish the culture stuff would end as well. And Bauer, uh, when he was with the Reds, man, everybody loved him. I mean, all the rest of the pitchers in the clubhouse loved him. They all talked about how he was willing to help all the other players and stuff. I mean, I know other places. Excuse me, the stuff that's came out hasn't always been great about Bauer, about being like a locker room guy or whatever. But in Cincinnati, I mean, you heard nothing but good things about him that season that he was with the Reds.
Yes, yeah, he was great with the Reds, and I would like to see that back with him if he could do that again. Yeah, the cancel culture, it's just all the hate. Period, man. If you got a different opinion than somebody, or if you're different
everybody thinks their opinion is facts anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
it's an opinion.
Yeah, but somebody ain't even whether if it's right or wrong. It's just somebody's living a different lifestyle, and you don't like it, so you want to put them down. Yeah. I don't care what other people do. If it ain't hurting me, I mean, of course, there's things that people do that I don't agree with, but hell, I'm not going to want to destroy them because they're different than me.
Yeah, that's how it is anymore. It sucks. Next game I like is the Blue Jays and the Marlins. The Marlins are 1.5 run favorites at home. They're minus 122 on the money line. Blue Jays are plus 104 on the money line. Over unders at 8 runs. Excuse me. Blue Jays are 39-35 on the season, 20-22 on the road. They will have Kikuchi on the mound tonight, who is 6-2 with a 4.31 ERA. The Blue Jays are 1-4 over their last 5 games, hitting 262 as a team on the season with a 4.10 team ERA on the season. The Marlins are 42-31 on the season, 22-13 at home. The Marlins will have Perez on the mound tonight, who is 4-1 with a 1.80 ERA. The Marlins are 5-0 over their last 5 games. They're hitting 260 as a team on the season with a 4.08 team ERA on the season. I like the Marlins here. The Marlins have been hot. They play good at home. So I'm gonna go with the Marlins on the money line at home against the Blue Jays. Marlins blew the Blue Jays out yesterday in Game 1 of this series. Then my next game is going to be the Colorado Rockies, Cincinnati Reds. Reds are 1.5 run favorites, minus 190 on the money line. Rockies are plus 160 on the money line. Over-unders at 10 games. The Rockies are 29-46 on the season, 13-27 on the road. On the mound for the Rockies tonight is Davis. He is 0-1 with a 6.17 ERA. The Rockies are 0-5 over their last 5 games. They're hitting .256 as a team on the season with a 5.44 team ERA. The Reds are 38-35 on the season, 18-18 at home. They will have Lively on the mound tonight. Lively's 4-4 with a 4.07 ERA. Lively's not a big strikeout guy. He pitches to contact, gets a lot of ground balls. But he's pitched pretty good for the Reds since he's been kind of thrown into the starting lineup after some injuries to some starters. The Reds are on a 9-game winning streak, won 9 of their last 10 games. They're hitting .254 as a team on the season with a 4.87 team ERA, and that ERA, like I was just talking, over like a week and a half has dropped from over 5 down. So I mean, pitching has seemed to been getting better for the Reds,
and that's crazy since with the injuries, they've stepped up. You got to give them a lot of credit.
But I like the Reds on the money line in this game. You're at home. The Rockies struggle on the road. The Rockies have struggled on the road for the last two or three seasons. It seems like they've played pretty good at home, but have struggled on the road, and they're kind of doing the same thing again this season.
We got Verlander tonight against the Astros.
Next game is going to be Arizona Diamondbacks at the Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers are 1.5 run favorites, minus 124 on the money line. The Diamondbacks are plus 106 on the money line. Over-unders at 9 runs. Diamondbacks are 44-29 on the season, 21-11 on the road. The Diamondbacks will have Nelson on the mound, who is 3-4 with a 5.30 ERA. Diamondbacks are 3-2 over their last 5, hitting .264 as a team on the season with a 4.41 team ERA. The Brewers are 37-35, 21-17 at home. The Brewers will have Rhea on the mound, who is 3-4 with a 4.71 ERA. Brewers are 3-2 over their last 5. They're hitting .227 as a team and are on the season and have a 4.08 team ERA on the season. I like the Diamondbacks here at the plus 1.5. I'm kind of surprised the Diamondbacks are underdogs in this game. So I'm going to go with the Diamondbacks at the plus 1.5. And then my last game for tonight is going to be the Rangers and the White Sox. Rangers are 1.5 run favorites, minus 146 on the money line. The White Sox are plus 124 on the money line. Over-unders at 8.5 runs. The Rangers are 45-27 on the season, 21-14 on the road. They will have Evaldi on the mound tonight, who is 9-3 with a 2.59 ERA. The Rangers are 3-2 over their last 5 games. They're hitting .273 as a team on the season with a 3.77 team ERA. The White Sox are 31-43 on the season, 17-18 at home. They will have Sessa on the mound tonight, who is 3-3 with a 4.31 ERA. White Sox are 1-4 over their last 5 games. They are hitting .235 as a team on the season with a 4.52 team ERA. I like the Rangers on the money line in this game. Rangers beat the White Sox yesterday as well. So Rangers have been playing hot. White Sox have been struggling. So that's going to be my picks for today. It's going to be the Braves money line, Tampa Bay Rays money line, Marlins money line, Reds money line, Diamondbacks plus 1.5, and the Rangers on the money line.
I kept going back and forth on the Reds. I've picked them the last couple of games, but I ended up not picking them today. Probably should have. But my picks for tonight, I've got Atlanta money line at Philadelphia. I've got Kansas City at Detroit. I'll take Detroit money line. I got Baltimore at Tampa Bay. I'll take Tampa Bay money line. I got the Chicago Cubs money line at the Pittsburgh Pirates. I got Seattle at the Yankees. I'm going to take Yankees money line. And I have Arizona money line at Milwaukee.
All right. Yeah. Like I said, that's pretty much all the games that are going on today. There's a couple of WNBA games, but I didn't. I'll be honest, I didn't take a real deep look at them. I haven't watched enough of it. I've watched some of the Fever games. I haven't watched enough of the other games to really know enough of what's going on to give out a pick for that. But then, if you missed GWR last night, yes, Billy Diamondbacks. I had them at the +1.5.
I took a money line.
Money line, they're +106. So
Yeah,
I mean, getting them at plus money is a good value.
I took a money line. I don't know who Milwaukee's starting pitcher is tonight, but Arizona's really been hot.
Milwaukee starting Rhea. Like I said, he has he's 3-4 with a 4.71 ERA.
Yeah, I like Arizona the way they've been playing lately. I've seen a couple of the games lately.
Billy said on his ticket he got him at minus. I'm taking him at -1.5. Yeah, on FanDuel right now they are +1.5 and they're +106 on the money line. Yeah, when I saw they were plus, I'm like, I'm definitely taking them. I took them yesterday at the +1.5, and they blew them out yesterday. They Diamondbacks scored some runs. What Billy? What sports book do you use? Do you use FanDuel or do you use DraftKings or a different one? Like I said, the odds I'm going by right now are on FanDuel, and I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly what they were this morning. Or I mean, yesterday. I know this morning when I was looking, that's when I saw Diamondbacks were at +1.5. And I just checked to make sure that they were still at +1.5 because I've had it change on me before the show. But yeah, they're up. FanDuel hasn't. Oh, okay. But yeah, if you missed GWR last night, if you're a pro wrestling fan, check out GWR. That was at 6:30 last night. Had another real good show. Then also, I'll call you in a minute. And then it's Joey. And then last night also we myself and Jay McLovin done an episode of GSR Gonzo Sports Room. Go check it out. I thought it was a pretty good, interesting conversation last night.
It was good.
Check that out as well. Tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, unscripted. They got special guest Jamie Green, who is from ESPN out of North Carolina, Asheville, host of Sportsocracy. He's going to be on unscripted tonight, so it should be a fun show. So check that out tonight, 7 Eastern. You can find that on unscripted on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, all that, and on the All Sports All Plays network as well.
Yeah, Unscripted is a great show, so definitely check that out. It's always good.
But did you have anything else for today?
No, just my wrestling fans out there. NXT tonight should be fantastic. You're going to have Ron Breakker challenging Seth Rollins on NXT for the championship, the new championship belt. So that should be good. So he must need you, sure. So you better give him a call. So that should be good tonight. It's a part of a 2-part special called Gold Rush. It's the first part tonight. Got some big matches on there, so that should be awesome tonight. So you might want to check that out.
He said he watched that wedding.
Oh, did he?
I do remember. Yeah, that was crazy. Hey,
it was awesome. One of my favorite all-time things ever, man. With him and Sky Lolo, and Sky Lolo's drunk, and it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, them Tuesday night tight things are crazy.
They don't make any sense. They shouldn't have been on the air, but they were great.
But no, we appreciate everybody watching. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room. Also, don't forget you can find Easy Money, a sports betting show, in podcast form: Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcast, most places listen to podcasts. You can find us. Please like, comment, follow, rate, and review. We'd appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow right around 3:00 with another episode of Easy Money, a sports betting show. Hope everybody has a great night. See you guys tomorrow.